y'all. Excuse me. Welcome back to Nik Nite. I am your host, Mz Nik. And as y'all can see, my voice sounds a little funny because last weekend, my hometown was in Dallas. And when I tell you, I went and looked at my steps. So Friday night, I had 11,000 steps. That's because I pretty much didn't do nothing Friday all day. Saturday, I had 24,000 steps. Sunday, I had 20,000 steps. Now, part of that 24,000 was Bulu. You already know. Bulu Master was in town on them ones and twos, and baby, my shirt was soaking wet.
I bet.
And this was brunch, okay? This was brunch from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And he had us up in there bouncing around, sweating, having a good damn time. And then Kid Capri. Oh my God.
I can't believe I missed that.
Girl, when I tell you that man came in and got straight on there and just ripped it. Ripped it. So yeah. And so by Monday, and I had scheduled this conference call before the weekend. And I couldn't talk because I was like, good morning. And I was leading the call and I ain't had no voice. And I'm like, if only they knew the weekend I just had, they would have told me, just go ahead, relax, chill. We'll talk to you tomorrow. But yeah, so and so with that being said, I want to give a special shout out to the firm for they entrusted me to be the Dallas host for the event for the weekend. And it was an absolute, I mean, there were a few hiccups, but no event properly goes off without a hiccup. It's just, that's just what it is. But when I tell you the turnout was fantastic, we had a great time. Everybody had a great time. So I really want to thank them for allowing me to be a part of this. And I want to thank everybody who supported us because y'all, and I hope that we pleased y'all with it, but y'all really made it an event to remember. Dallas will never forget when all that blue and orange was around here, baby. Now we lost the game. We got our ass beat. Baby, we got our ass beat. We was out there with some Cowboys fans. They let us have it. And then at one point we had got back in the game, right? So I'm like, okay. And then here go the bullshit again. I'm like, you know what? Where's the next party? I'm ready. When is Kid Capri coming? I'm ready for the next party. So, but yeah, we had a fantastic time. And sorry you missed it.
I hate I missed it, but I had a good time.
Sorry you missed it, but you already know.
Bulu. I never miss him.
Man, listen. Man. Okay, so I just had to go into that because it's like I said, my voice a little funny today. I'm still recovering. I've been trying to sit down. I have not quite mastered sitting down yet. I sat down a little bit today. I'm gonna try to sit down tomorrow. I can't wait for Saturday so I can sleep late. I'm so tired of waking up. I done had about 6 hours of sleep the whole weekend.
Oh yeah, you on fumes right now.
Man, listen, and then at one point we stopped and got some egg rolls after the party. So about 4 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. That was the best damn egg rolls from Jack in the Box. I said, God damn, these egg rolls is fire.
Everything got the party and drinking is on point. It's a reason White Castle is still in business.
Them egg rolls was fire, baby. I said that they kept laughing at me. I'm just walking to eat. These motherfuckers is good. I'm tired, and these egg rolls is good. But we had a great time. So I just had to kind of give y'all that recap and let you know if I'm sounding a little weird today, that's why. Now, okay, let me go. Make sure y'all follow me on all my social media at Mz Nik at Night. I'm on all of them. And I'm going to start airing live because I know everybody don't have Facebook. So I'm going to start airing live on Twitch and YouTube. And I'll let y'all know when y'all just get ready so y'all can share the page with your friends and they can tune in and chime in. Now, I don't know how I'm going to read live comments from all these platforms. So we might have to choose one that y'all comment on. Or maybe, maybe rotate them out, right? I might rotate each platform per week on which one I'll focus on the comments. But I'll let y'all know and keep y'all updated with that. Before we get started into the show, the views and opinions expressed by the guests and others do not reflect the broadcast of Nik Nite or those associated with this brand. Nik Nite does not condone the overindulgence of alcoholic beverages, nor do we support drinking and driving. Please drink responsibly. I'm gonna let y'all in on the secret. I've been saying that shit for 2 years and I still don't know it. I still don't. For 2 years now, I've been doing this show and I still don't know that by heart. I be like, what that say? So, that might be a little bit of 47. Okay, before we get into our topic, I want to introduce my guest. I have my friend Daphne. Hey. She's from my hometown. She lives here with me too, but she's from my hometown. And then we got Mr. Terrence J.
Man, I'm happy to be back in the building.
The last podcast.
Yeah, listen, it's been a while. It's been a while.
When I did that show with y'all the last time, they said, cousin, why is this the last podcast? I'm like, no. This is not my last podcast. That's the name of that.
That means the name is working.
Why is this the last podcast? You don't do the podcast no more. That was the last one. I'm like, no.
I tell people, make sure you watch each and every one of them because you never
know which one is the last.
Yeah, because we always on the verge of getting canceled. So when people do me like that, I say the name working because now keep that same energy and watch us next week.
Yep. And they remember it. Okay. Our topic for today is courtship. The importance of courtship. Now, some people, especially as they get older, I know we got this situationship going on. We got these sneaky links, and I didn't even know what a sneaky link was. I was like, what the fuck is this? What? I'm like, what is that? What they saying? Sneaky links. We got situationships. We got friends with benefits. That was the first one I had heard, the friends with benefits.
Yeah.
Then I started hearing situationships. So people are not really into this dating thing. You meet somebody like, I'm telling you right now, I'm not looking for no relationship. I'm not looking for nothing serious. Okay, that's cool. I appreciate the upfront, notification. Let me know. Let your ass keep moving. You know what I mean? But people claim to really like you, but don't want to court you. And there's a difference between courting and dating. And I don't even know. I wonder, do people even talk about that these days? Courting? I never hear nobody really talk about courting.
No, nobody talks about courting anymore. I mean.
So they don't even know
How old were they?
I have met like 2.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
People
That's on like 2.
People who remember when Leave the Beaver was actually on TV and not a rerun. Yeah.
Because I feel like courting is very important.
It is.
So what's the difference, courting and dating?
Dating, see, you can be going out on dates with a situationship. Mm-hmm. But courting is actually pursuing something further with that person, trying to get to know that person with a goal in mind.
Okay.
Rather, you could be dating multiple people and just having fun. You know what I mean? But if you're courting someone, we're trying to see where this is going. Mm-hmm. I want to get to know you. You get to know me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then we actually plan on taking this shit somewhere. So what would that be called in today's, like, what the fuck would that be called today?
I don't know if it, what is it?
Non-existent.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if there's a name for it where somebody's trying to do that, and I think at this point in time, there used to be a reason to court somebody because there was a little bit of I don't say resistance, but there was something you had to do to be able to get to where you wanted to go.
Yeah. It was almost a requirement back then.
Well, now in the world of Meg Thee Stallion, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, it's like, yo, what are we doing that for? Because ultimately, I'm going to get to what I want without having to do that in a lot of cases. And so a lot of times I see when women complain about like, man, you guys are acting this way. I said, you got to understand the level of success they have in acting this way, which is not really back on them.
Yeah.
It's back on you.
It is.
On your girls. It's like, oh yeah. Because a lot of times, guess what you hear? I ain't really looking for a relationship.
Yeah.
And what she say?
Okay.
I like him. I could change that.
And you know, it's a lot of women that say that too, right?
Absolutely.
They go,
Here,
I feel like,
here.
and don't get
say
me
that.
wrong, I do understand. Like, I understand giving up, but almost I understand it, but I almost feel like it's a defense mechanism because you're tired at this point. You know what I mean? Like, you want it, you just tired. So like, fuck it, I give up. You know what I mean? But it's a lot of women these days that don't want to get married, don't want a relationship, you know, and so that type, I mean, it works. Like, it's like you said, there's no incentive to actually try because shit, half the women I meet don't want a relationship. I don't want a relationship, and this is where we at, and we just having fun.
I really don't even believe that.
Really want it that easy though? Y'all want something that's easy to get like that?
Do we really want it if it's that easy? It all depends on why we here.
Yeah.
If it's somebody that I actually want, well then I'm not saying I wanted that easy where it's like, hey, here it is, let me lay it out on the table for you, right? But if I'm having fun and fun is in abundance, almost to the point to where it's like a buffet, like, you know, you go, there's just so much food on the table, it's hard to say, hey, let's go over here to the, you know, the fine dining restaurant where I have to dress a certain way, I have to do. No, I just came in and all of a sudden it was here, and my time is so occupied with the abundance of it. And if I feel that I'm not at the level, well, then you're going to be stuck in that zone until you decide as a guy, like, okay, I'm looking for something different.
Yeah.
When we get there.
Yeah. I don't think it's
and too many, but see, the thing is, when we get there, everybody gets there differently.
Right.
And I see a lot of times where women say, well, don't you think that you're too old? Well, who are you to put on time on my status? Because I can settle down at 45 and still
do the same
have a family. I can settle down at 50 and be like, you know what? I'm ready to have a family. And at 50, I can still, especially because my money is right, I can still go pull the 29 to 30, 32-year-old who's still able to have babies and have my family. My time clock is different. So you can't, from your perspective, start looking at my time clock and start to say when you should do such and such, because I don't have the time clock restraints as a woman does.
Mark said he wanted that easy. Mark is a whole fool. Hey, Soraya. It's I feel like, and then when we try to rush a man to get to that point, that's you defeating the purpose, because he might marry you, but he still ain't he might even start resenting you even more because you forced him to do some shit he really didn't want to do.
That's even self-destructive.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like, you know, they have all these rules of a woman should do this and a woman should do that and a woman should do this. That ain't gonna keep a man. A man that don't want to be kept can't be kept. I don't give a damn what you do. He has to want to be kept. But that's why I feel like if this man is not trying to court you or whatever the fuck it's called these days, if he ain't trying to get to know you, he ain't there. He ain't ready. And so we can't say no. I mean, you have to give somebody a shot, right? You have to give somebody a shot. But I don't know. I just be feeling like you give that motherfucker a shot that ain't trying, and that was a waste of time. You could have just let his ass keep moving too until you find somebody that's trying.
Do what men do. Give them several shots. Several guys. Why do we just date one guy? No,
they date them all.
Why do we date one guy?
Yeah. So with that being said, do you think that if you're courting or you trying to get to know somebody,
or dating,
right? That's what I was about to say. So if you're trying to get to know somebody, can you properly get to know that person if you're dating multiple people?
Yeah.
I think so too. Now, don't get me wrong. I think so too, because everybody in a different category. He the one to have fun with. We have fun. This is the one I'm trying to get to know, and I can still get to know him. He get more attention. He gonna get me to answer the phone every time the phone ring. I might answer 2 out of 10 times for him.
So you know, and I know a lot of times the conversation and the different words that are used. So if a girl is having fun with a guy, Is that somebody she's just fucking, or is that just somebody she's just like, oh, he's a good time at a concert or
Right.
something like that?
It could be either way. But
Okay.
normally, y'all, when y'all say having fun with somebody, y'all mean fucking. Normally, when we say having fun, we mean we going out and having fun. Like we really having fun. We doing shit. We
I mean, well,
outside.
but because here you got to understand the difference. We have fun. If we having fun with a woman, it's costing us something. We're trying to get a return on our investments.
Exactly.
When y'all having fun, y'all going out for fucking free. So yeah, you outside.
Absolutely, we are.
And just because we having fun don't mean you getting none.
Yeah, true. That's a fact.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
like I understand. I get it. Like I get it that there's a purpose in y'all having fun, right? But we have a different purpose sometimes. It's like, nigga, no, we was just hanging out. No. Hell no.
We have fun with them too.
We do. They like having fun with the girlfriends. So it's still a difference.
We do like having fun, but we at the same time we still want to see if we can get to a relationship with somebody.
Yes, but see, because the other part of it is
somebody with our gay friends.
The other part of it is, like they say, marry your best friend, right? So you want to be able to have fun with the person that you're gonna be with. Mm-hmm. So that's why when they say women like bad boys, it's not so much that we like bad boys. We like the people that we can have fun with, because that's what you want. You want a date. You want your husband to be your friend.
Hold on. So a couple things. So you say, oh, women like bad boys, they like to have fun. But you screaming for peace.
No. Yes.
No. You're screaming for peace, and he ain't bringing you that shit.
Now, some of them.
So you're prioritizing your fun over your peace, because
you can have fun with a good guy. But why? Right?
If you say,
what's your definition of a bad guy, though? A bad boy?
Dope dealer.
Oh, damn.
I'm from the hood. I'm from Chicago.
Yeah. So what piece is that?
That's what. No, I'm not saying there's no fucking piece in that.
So
but
no.
This is what I'm saying. This is how we end up liking the bad boy, because he's a lot of fun. We go out, we have fun, and so I'm gonna tell y'all something. Oof. Years ago, like this was like high school years ago, there was this guy that liked me, and I did not like him at all. And my cousin just kept on thinking, no, he cool. And I was like, eh. But I ended up falling in love with that damn boy, and he was a bad boy. But he was a whole lot of fucking fun. And so that's when I realized that's why we end up dealing with them, because they're fun. You know what I mean? And then along with that, then here come the emotions and all that old dumb shit.
You prioritize your fun over your peace, your sanity, your safety, and everything.
Well, I was young then. I was young. Now Nikki today would not do that. But I was young then. So
okay. So what is young?
Like 18. Okay. Yeah, I was young.
Okay. So now that 18 to about 28-year-old span, so many women are wasting that time.
Yes.
And a lot of time women don't, if they say they want this thing, this family, this husband and shit like that, they're wasting that time prioritizing their fun over the shit they actually want, like they got forever.
But you show right. Now you show right on about that, because we'll sit there and waste some years. Yeah, exactly. But you're young. At that point, you ain't thinking about that. You know what I mean? Like you ain't thinking about that until you get there. Then it's like, oh shit. Okay, now what I'm gonna do? Because now I'm by myself and I done wasted all this time with this dumb shit. And now it's time to get serious, and everybody is already booed up. You know what I mean?
I'm old now, and I still like to have fun.
No, but I definitely have to have fun.
I don't necessarily need a bad.
No, yeah,
because I've met some punks.
But I'm gonna tell you something.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you this though. So you say you're young, and it's you're wasting this time. You're having fun. You're doing all this other stuff. But what we don't do in our community, we don't send our girls to college looking for a husband. The white folks do.
They do.
And I want to jump in there.
They do.
What's the difference y'all dating Becky dating?
Dating who?
Dating.
What's the difference? In what?
Becky, what's the difference between us dating
Went right to my head.
and so because you say the white folks they send
they
and they
literally send
yeah
him and you go
if he
find
got
the
a good
husband.
family and
Yes, you
he's
did.
yeah
Yeah, they do.
yeah
And so what I'm saying is, so I'm not putting this onus on the individual.
right
There should have been some understanding and education
yeah
coming down. But the thing
yeah
is, a lot of that generation came into the era where it was like the separation of the black man, the black woman time of the decades, whatever it was. And then all of a sudden that teaching wasn't there. So when you started to go to college, it was like, go to college and get yours
yeah
and don't
yeah
worry about nobody else. Okay, cool. And so what you're saying is it's me. And now I'm 33.
right
But the difference is with the Beckies in college, they go have fun and they know they're gonna be fucking for 4 years. When y'all get the age group, y'all ain't fucking, but y'all taking a nigga on this journey.
Yeah. Right. Facts. That's facts.
But what
So,
college campus are you on? They fucking.
but let me read from here. Yeah, Shay said they also teach their girls to get it up, but to maintain their virginity. Wait.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I don't. Shay, retype that because I got confused. But yeah, when we were younger, we did dumb shit and we didn't have that guidance. I don't know that I don't know. I'm trying to think of any of my friends if I remember them being raised on how to date as far as like from a woman's perspective. I know I was taught how to date from a man's perspective, which was niggas ain't shit.
Yeah.
Niggas ain't shit. All
Make
they
sure
try
you
to do is get your
depend on
panties.
anybody, take care of yourself.
Yeah, and take care of yourself, right? Make sure don't never have to depend on nobody's shit like that. But I don't know that I was taught, hey, that's a good guy. He got his shit together. Maybe we should all go out, because you know how they do that type of shit, right?
Mhm.
They know they friend who got a son, who got a good job, he got his degree. They want y'all to meet.
Mhm.
I don't know that I have seen that with anybody when I was growing up. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it was all kind of the same thing. Like protect yourself.
Yeah.
Protect yourself.
Yeah, protect yourself. And I think a lot of times when we see our, and I'm not doing a comparison on white girls and black girls, but I'm just saying sometimes there's a different mindset that I think we could benefit from asking questions like, what is this? Why is this? Okay, now let me see how this fit in my life, because you got to understand, man, we come from a level of oppression that nobody else has in this country. We operate a lot of times still from that oppressed mindset.
Yeah.
And so now what happened is now it's like, okay, so now we allow our sisters to be able to go to college and get these degrees and things like that, right? And I think a lot of times, and we just gonna speak on sometimes, with the single mothers, right? I think you guys are doing a great job at trying to teach guys how to be great husbands and great men, but you don't teach your women
exactly
the flip side.
That's facts.
Because you teach them how to be to themselves
Yeah.
in a lot of cases, not each and every
Yeah.
body, but
Yeah.
but it's like, I want you be a good man, you do this,
Yeah,
you do that.
yeah.
Girl, you get your shit and you make sure that no
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like, okay, so there's two different messages coming out to the
Yeah.
same generation. And so eventually, I think a lot of that discord comes in with what's being downloaded into the brains of the young men and the young women.
So I feel like that again is one of those defense mechanisms of what we teach our girls, because if you don't have your shit together, you subject to get taken advantage of. And so like I always think back to Fences, the movie Fences with Denzel, and how the wife didn't work, and he couldn't even fucking read, right? But he got a side chick and a baby. And then he tell her, well, now you know where I'm gonna be on Wednesdays. I'm gonna be over here. I see you on Thursday. The fuck? You know what I mean? The fuck? So if you are in that situation, what could she do? Cause she ain't had nothing. He was the breadwinner. If she leave, where she gonna go? And because I felt like, because if they know that, then I can shit on you as much as I want to. And what you gonna do? Where you going? I'll be back Thursday. You know what I mean? So it may, and we saw our grandmothers, right, being raised, dealing with shit like that.
Mhm.
And so then our mothers was like, no, they kind of was in between. But they taught us, hey, make sure you
Get
have
your
your
own
shit
money.
together, right? So now we got our shit together. And now our kids see us being strong, independent woman. And like my son told me, the last thing I want is a woman that need me. That's the last thing he want. He want a woman that can do what she need to do. Now he gonna help out, but he do not want a woman that need him. So I'm thinking about how the dynamics have changed. You know what I mean? And we still hear a man needs to feel needed. A man needs to feel needed.
Yeah.
And my son, like, I don't need to feel needed.
So
shit.
when he say needed, what does he mean when he say I don't want a woman to need me? Like she can't operate in life without him?
No, not just like need him
Just
for
depend
support,
on him for
depend on him.
everything.
Yeah, like
and,
that.
and the thing is that I don't think anybody wants somebody to depend on them for everything because that's not how you build a strong team, right?
Right.
And if we're going to build a strong team, you're going to have to be able to do something that can help out this operation, because now we're in the mindset of saying, how do we build generational wealth, together?
Right.
I don't
Exactly.
care if I don't care if you're at home as a housewife because I got this job that does this and we're building it. I don't care if we're both working. This is the mindset we're looking at because we see the disparity in money and economics in our community and everybody else. So we're like, how do we get together to make this better for the next generation, right? But there is some in there.
Yeah.
That when I hear, oh, what'd you bring to the table? Oh, I am the table. Well, I'm gonna take my hammer and nails and go build a table for somebody.
Don't need it.
Because
yeah.
What you're telling me is I don't need you. And ain't no dude walking around like, I just want you to want me. That's so
some
feminine.
of them are.
Well,
no, some
wait
of
a
them are.
minute.
You would
I
be
just
surprised.
want you to.
You would be surprised. And they say, let me tell you something, and they say that they really don't mean that shit. Because you call their ass and tell them you need a nickel. And these motherfuckers got 10 different excuses as to why they can't bring you that goddamn nickel. But you want me to need you. Okay. So, so you would be surprised.
You can't fix a damn flat if I call you for a flat.
And even if you can't fix it, you don't even know who to call to get it fixed.
Well, see,
so what we doing here?
So now that's the thing. See, men are resourceful. Even if I can't change.
And I'm okay with that. Like if
tire,
you, yes,
or even if I don't want to. I got into this conversation with a friend of mine, and we were talking about having AAA be able to come out and change the tire. She said, if her man is at home and the tire is flat, he can't stay in the house while somebody else comes change the tire. And I said, why?
He got to stand there and watch him.
No, he need to get his ass up and go change it. I said, well, he works 60 hours a week. And this was factual to the guy she was with. I said, he works 60 hours a week. I know to do. He works a lot.
Yeah.
And you're telling me he's less of a man because he said on Saturday I wanted to watch the game and I pay somebody to come do it. She said, well, that's wasted money. And I don't like to waste money. I said, so you are categorizing his manhood because he works enough and smart enough to have a service to come out and change his tire. And I said, you have this whole thing warped. I said, his resources create an opportunity where he said, I don't have to do that. I said, so I tell you what, you should never stop at a fast food restaurant and buy food again. And now all of a sudden, it was different. I said, because
you should be cooking.
You should be cooking. And now all of a sudden the conversation changes and now you don't have to rebuttal to that. And I was like, that shit is stupid.
Yeah.
You know, if he got money to pay, listen, I'll pay AAA to come out and do it because I've worked all week and I don't feel like doing that. Not that I can't, I don't feel like doing it and I'll pay somebody. But she was really hung up on, that's a man.
Yeah, and I have heard women say that too before. I have honestly heard women say that. I don't agree with it, but I have heard people say that. But we're about to go to break real quick. But before we go to break, I want to read Kevin's comment. And then, Kevin, I want you to elaborate on this for me. He says, don't no man want to date these strong-ass masculine women who are unable to tap into their femininity. What does that mean? Break that down, because Is she a masculine man because she's independent and strong and she take care of herself, or is she a masculine man because like that? I was watching Love and Hip Hop, and Jock baby my wife, and she called him cheating, and she kept going up to him, was like, I should break your fucking face. And I'm like, damn. And I'm like, really? Like I get that you pissed, I get that you hurt, but you
Hey,
God.
What that video say? The more you fuck around,
You
the more
fuck
you
around,
gonna
find out.
So,
I mean, she just kept, I should break your fucking face. And I'm sitting there like, well, damn, that sounds like some fighting words. That sounds like you, right? Like you want to be treated like a nigga. Like, okay. So is that what you're talking about when you say these old hard masculine ass women that can't tap into their femininity? Because some do say just because she's strong and independent, and she, you know, and I've heard that some women talk to men kind of bad, you know what I mean? But what does that mean? So we're going to go on break real quick. And then when we come back, Kevin, tap back in and let me know, expound a little bit. And then we'll address that. We'll be right back. And we're back. Soraya said she should have changed the title. But you know what? But see, this is one of, and we can. But this is
if a man keeps saying that they want to be needed, they will let me do something. I get that. Even if he will call AAA, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
However, there are just sometimes that men get upset if I get a flat. I'm not gonna call him first. I may just call AAA myself.
So let me give you a conversation that me and a few guys had, and they were like, look, call AAA first. It's what we pay them to do. They can probably get to you before I can.
Yeah.
And now I can, if you want me to be there with you, I'll be there. Yeah. But call them. And so, you know, my buddy, you know, he's been married 27 years. He said, man, my wife called me. He was like, what am I going to do? I'm 40 minutes away. Call AAA. And so he was like, I should have been your first call. And so the thing is that he was like, I'm trying to tell her, listen, it's okay. Now call me and say, hey, you want me to stay on the phone with you? Or do you want me to come where you are? You need me to come get you off the side of the road? I'll come do that. But if I'm way across town, then get the situation handled and say, hey, I called AAA. I called AAA.
Yeah.
And they say they're going to be at this time. He said, because for me, it's comforting because you are helping the situation take place. Kind of like your son said, you didn't need me to call AAA because now that's wasting time.
Right.
And so, and so the thing is that I had another friend of mine complaining because, you know, she was like, she wanted her husband to talk her on the way into work. And he was like, man, it's 5 a.m. If you need me, please just call me. I'm here. She was pissed off, right? I understand. He probably should have got up. Just your woman asked you to talk you into work.
Yeah.
But what I didn't like was how she started adding shit. She said, you know, if I was in an emergency and then I have to call him and then he has to, I said, wait. If you were in an emergency and you called him, he answered the phone on the first ring. I said, since we're doing hypotheticals, let's do hypotheticals. He answered the phone on the first ring and said, I'm on my way. How much time did that take versus already been on the phone with him? And she stopped and she was like, well, I guess not that much time, but still. I said, exactly. I said, don't start adding shit like you having somebody run up a telephone pole to reach somebody. You're going to call him right then. I said, if he picks up and says, I'm on my way, whatever you at, I just don't want to be up at 5 a.m. on my off day. You know,
right.
I'm a husband. I understand. Listen,
right.
I would have got up.
I
get it. But he was like, baby, just call me.
And you know what, as far as that thing on being on the side of the road, like I'm real big on safety. So okay, because you're right. Let me call them because I know they're going to get here, but I'm letting you know because I'm out here by myself. You know, it's dark. And so I don't want nothing to happen to me. So like you say, either stay on the phone or if you can, come on over here. Because I don't know this AAA guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, he AAA, but shit, this nigga could be a convicted rapist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm still
Or,
coming. I'm coming.
Right, exactly.
But let's get somebody out here to do this.
And it's the provider protector thing for me, right? 'Cause I need right, exactly. You know what I mean? So it's like, I need somebody to know I'm good, or if something going on. But Kevin, he came back to expand on his comment. He said, is that part too? They talk to their man like he's not shit when the man is doing everything a man is supposed to do at home. Now, yeah, it is. I have heard that it is they will emasculate the hell out of a man. And so I'm assuming that's what he's talking about. And yeah. I see. Here's my thing. I was always taught, and again, I'm from Chicago and all that shit, right? You get to talking hard to a man like that, it's only so long before that nigga gonna start treating your ass like a man. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like, you want to act like a man, I'm gonna treat you like a man now. Is that what you really want? You know what I mean? So, at the end of the day, it just really ain't that serious. If we gotta do all this, let me leave your ass alone. Because what the last thing I want is, and it's so funny because I am the strong chick, right? And so I used to think, like my father and them would always be like, it's gonna take a strong man to be with you. And I used to think that they thought I was that chick that emasculate the man and shit. I'm like, I'm not like that, y'all. I'm like, I don't take no shit. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not that chick to like shit on your ego. And I'm not that chick, right? But it took me years to learn that they meant something else. They didn't mean that, right? But that's what I thought that they meant. I'm like, I'm not that chick, and I'm not really I don't like to argue. So if we got to do a whole bunch of arguing, this shit ain't gonna work for me. I meet people, and if they start with that combative shit in the door, baby, this ain't gonna work. I can tell you right now, this ain't gonna work because you like to argue, and I don't do that. I don't do that. I'm all about motherfucking enjoying life right now. Last thing I want to do is come home to a house where we arguing and shit all day. So that ain't gonna work for me. But I do get what he's saying.
I can't argue with you.
You wanna argue? I ain't gonna argue with you. Nah. And that would be literally me until I get to that point. And now I'm just
I can't stand it. I literally can't stand it. And the thing is that, who wants to have a house where it's always this bickering back and forth?
Exactly.
Right? Because see, the thing is that if you don't have a place where you can call it your sanctuary, and when we decide to get married, we decide to share that place with another person. Mm-hmm. So now it's really incumbent on both parties to make sure that the other one can come home and leave the rest of that shit outside.
Yeah.
And also had that communication like, you know what? I know usually we come in and we do such, give me a minute.
Right.
Bet. Cool. Right. Why? Because they need that space just like you need that space.
Yes.
I don't want to come in the door and this shit is just, to the point to where I've been waiting to fight you all day.
Man, let's see that. I'm going to tell y'all right now. That's one of the things that I think about staying single, because I cannot come home to that shit. I can't, because I don't have it. Like they say, you getting set in your ways. I'm getting set in my peace. I gotta come home to peace. I could not. I promise you I couldn't. Like I couldn't. Like, what the fuck are you talking about right now?
Yeah.
Like I couldn't do it. Like I couldn't do it. I'd be like, this shit ain't gonna work.
It's not, it's not normal. It's not normal shit that like, we got to deal with. It's just like that person that always wants to fight.
Yeah.
Is the problem. Like normal shit.
We need to talk. Oh, wait, why the fuck we always got to talk? What's the problem now?
Well, that's usually from y'all to us, though. Because them the words we can't, fuck. But I must have messed up.
Anytime we say that doesn't mean that we want to argue about something.
Well, what we got to talk about?
No, we fucked up somewhere. Y'all know. Does it not mean that we fucked up somewhere?
No, it doesn't always mean that.
Well,
it really doesn't.
I know, but we
take
it that way.
Something that we feel at this particular moment, not necessarily about you.
Most times I hear we need to
about
talk.
Y'all.
Sometimes.
About us.
But am I in that equation?
She got a point. She got a point. She got a point.
And most
times
that
doesn't mean this is about to be an argument.
We need to
like stiffen up.
We need to talk. Shit.
That's me.
I might need some money.
Did I put the
If
milk? Did I
somebody
put the milk up?
whenever somebody comes talk about, we need to talk. What do we need to talk about? Like, what do we need to talk about?
I'm so involved when they say that, though.
Because nobody come to you. Nobody come to you and say, "We need to talk."
Unless,
and say,
because other than that, they just come talk.
They just come
if
talk.
If they say we need to talk, here comes some bullshit.
No.
Let me pour me a drink.
I might have overspent some damn money. Like, we need to talk. I done fucked up. Shit. It might be on me.
Even still, you need a drink because it's like, but goddamn, how much did you spend?
Yeah, like, oh shit.
What we got to do that?
Yeah.
But look, and so Kevin did. He say they act like they want to run up. It's damn near abusive. They will press a man so hard that it almost get him out of his character. Yeah, and that was something. Like I said, when I seen that, I was like, okay, I kind of want to talk about that, and that's gonna be probably another show. But yeah, ladies, y'all can't do that. And I know some women don't feel loved unless you knocking them upside the head, and then men, it's a couple. I said I wasn't gonna talk about these famous folks since Cardi done sued them. I'm gonna leave those people's name out my mouth. What else? Barr said courtship is important because you can learn the red flags. I agree 1000%.
Absolutely.
Anybody try to rush me, that's a red flag. I'd be like, nigga, what you trying to pull the wool over my eyes? What's up? Why you trying to rush? You got something you don't want me to see until it's too late. Ladies, don't rush. Take your time. Fellas too, because y'all getting in some shit, and then next thing you know, she be taking all your money.
Yeah.
When you find out she married.
Ooh.
Met a couple of them dudes.
Now, Genova said some women mouth. Y'all gonna just talk about our mouth, huh? We be out of pocket sometimes. Get far away from women who act like that. But that is facts. Like I said, when that girl was like, I'll bust your fucking face. Yeah. That was so unladylike. Like I was like,
but that's who she is. That's who she's been. And obviously that gotta be what he liked because he got with her. Because I'm gonna tell you something. There's a way that you have to talk to a man. A lady told me, she said, I tell all my young girls, respect a man as a man, no matter what he did. She said, here's the thing. I don't care about you being mad. I don't care about you being upset. She said, but you got to understand that if it came down to it, physically, there's nothing you can do.
Nothing.
And what you're doing is you're antagonizing and pushing somebody that you expect somebody to withhold this type of level of self-control. But what happens if they don't?
Right.
And and I see it, man. I see, women punching guys. I see, and never threw a punch, and it's like they just slapping and they pushing them, throwing stuff at them. And I'm like, this dude is showing restraint. And a lot of times, luckily, they continue to show restraint. But I said, what if he just says, you know what?
Yeah.
You're going to lose that fight.
Yeah.
And so I applaud the guys who can keep themselves out of trouble. Because a lot of times, you're going to get in more trouble if you do it, because the law is always going to see it no matter what she did, unless you can have eyewitness reports and video and everything else. They're not going to see that as a self-defense.
Yeah, no.
So a lot of times it's really a self-protection thing. Not that he really don't want to beat the brakes off her ass.
Yeah.
He's just like, yo, let me stop, because this ain't gonna work out good in my favor.
And Nisi just said accountability is very important. If we are running into these kind of people repeatedly, then it's safe to say we need to self-evaluate. That's facts.
Absolutely.
That's facts. And I don't know what it is, because for me, I don't believe in you put your hands on me and that means you love me. Nigga, you put your hands on me, you can't stand my ass, so let me move around.
Somebody gotta die.
So you know what? I had to learn. I don't want nobody to go to jail. I don't want to go to jail. So I'm gonna leave your ass alone. But if you keep on trying to come, now something might happen. Now you better go on. You better go and get your free pass while you can. I got to take a deep breath on that one. But I don't believe in that shit. You keep your hands to yourself. I'm going to keep my hands to myself. Once we start putting hands on each other, it's time to go.
It is.
But I understand.
It's not necessary. But I have had conversations where ladies have told me a man should never hit a woman. I said, okay, and a woman should never hit a man. She said, well, sometimes y'all be doing shit that makes us do that. And I said, well, okay, so once she hits him, you're saying that he should never hit her. She said, yeah, because y'all the more physically stronger.
But that's
species.
not cool either.
I know, but so we got to talking, and I kept letting her say, yeah, but y'all stronger. Y'all stronger. Y'all stronger.
So that gives her a pass.
Well, she should be mentally stronger and leave the situation.
But I asked her this. I said, if that's your stance, that no matter what a woman does, a man should never retaliate in that manner because he is stronger. I said, tell me right now, every man is mentally stronger than every woman. I ain't gonna say that. I said, but you just said no matter what a woman does, because he's physically stronger, he should have the mentality to not retaliate.
Yeah.
So tell me that men are mentally, and she wouldn't do it. I said, so your argument is null and void. I said, you can't sit here and tell me that somebody should not do something, but she get a pass because, well, he did this or he did that. I said, okay, flip it around.
Yeah.
So what if she did something? Does he have that pass? I said, see, you can't have that. We need to teach everybody, because my mama taught me, if they're big enough to hit, they're big enough to hit back. So from the woman in my life, she was like, hey, I don't play that shit.
Yeah. And you know, there's the other thing too, you have to think about, okay, he may not hit you, but he might got a sister to come beat your ass.
That's another thing.
He might got a cousin to come beat your ass.
I got some cousins on deck.
He might.
Back in the day,
like,
I have some cousins and some aunts.
Alpha female. This is such a controversial topic. The kind of woman who makes other women want to be her, and weak men cower in awe.
Oh Lord.
They say you can't be an alpha female.
Ain't no such thing.
They say ain't no such thing as alpha female.
Ain't no such thing.
What is she called? What is that chick called? Independent woman, strong black independent.
It ain't no listen. Alpha means so what, she's the top of the females? If she's an alpha female, alpha woman, she's the top of the woman, because that's the highest she can go. So when you say alpha, then what does that really mean?
Yeah.
Because I listen, go look at the National Geographic with the lions.
Right.
You ever seen an alpha female lion stand out?
Right.
Nope.
Right.
You seen the alpha lion stand out.
Right.
And you ain't never seen that one lioness run over to the lion like, yo, I'm the alpha woman.
Yeah. I want to say this, and Tabby said, who the fuck is hidden? Nisi said, this topic should be called toxicity. I'm 50 and I'm far removed from shit like this. Yeah, I feel you, Nisi, but it's a whole lot of them that still, and that, you going back to the topic of courtship, that is something, if you take the time to get to know a person, you will see those signs. You will see if she is the type that like to, because you know, sometimes what I've noticed, those that like to fight, the girls, they'll just be hitting you for nothing. Like, what the fuck you
all that hitting and shit, yeah.
You know, get your ass up. And the same with the dude. Like, a dude gets something about something. Okay, don't have me fuck you up. Hold on. Wait, who you talking to? Is that how you talk to women? Is that we don't do that around here? You know what I mean? So when you're courting, you take the time to see these behaviors and say,
see, y'all be missing shit though, Nick.
Huh?
Y'all be missing shit. Cause see, I listen to everything people say in the words they use. You are far removed from that. So how long have you been removed from it? Because you used to be in that. Because your words were
but you know
removed.
what? But you know what? Again, I think it comes down to when we're in our 20s and
30s.
Yeah, but definitely in our 20s. But you know, I give everybody a pass in their 20s. That's why I say that's when you're supposed to do dumb shit. But when you come 40 plus, 35 plus, really. But for real, 40 plus, that dumb shit should be done. Like, you should be done with that. What are we still doing here?
You know, the funny thing about it, I'm always hearing that women mature faster than boys. But now you're telling me that all the way through their 20s that they still on that same dumb shit. So do they really mature faster?
Some of them.
Some of us,
yeah, some of them.
Okay, what's the percentage of that sum?
I don't know what percentage.
I know. But see, now we're gonna say some, and that's so relative to the situation. I mean, because the thing is, some of us are mature, but we're talking about, they say in masses, girls mature faster than boys, but you're telling me that we on that dumb shit through 20s. So
the shit y'all on dumb shit through 50.
Yeah, for real.
But again, our lives are set up differently.
Yeah.
Our lives are set up differently. So when you start comparing apples to oranges, you're going to realize it's hard to compare those two. because yes, we can be on dumb shit till 50, but again, I can still start a family at 50. Can you? No, you can't. So the thing is that my time clock is a lot different.
I don't want a family
Not at all.
But what I'm saying is, if that is your ultimate goal, if that is what I'm saying is, we got more time. And a lot of times I think women are looking across the aisle saying, well, shit, y'all doing it. Well, it's a difference. And we got to stop doing it. There is a difference between man and woman.
It is.
So
so
don't look across and say, well, shit, he's still fucking around at 33. I can still do it too. Not if you're,
I don't think we really say
not
it
if your
like
goal
that.
list, but if
that.
your goal list is of a certain thing, you must act accordingly to that. When we teach people about business and everything else, I ask you, if I'm coaching you in business, the first question I'm gonna ask, whatever you're doing, is that going towards your objective? If it's not going towards your objective, then you need to quit it now. But a lot of times, what objective are we going to in those times? And we're not asking ourselves those questions. We're not getting challenged those questions because everybody's on a hot girl summer. And these hot girl summers are turning into shit, senior citizen weekend. I mean, damn, how long we gonna have a hot girl summer?
Listen, Shay said scientifically we do mature sooner, hence why you guys can still have babies later in life. We are done with growth by the time you get to our level of maturity. And now we like, fuck it. We do mature. We do. But you know what? That we do mature quicker, right? But there are still some that some are created that way. They didn't ask to be that way, but because of what life has thrown them, then they kind of revert backwards because of their defense mechanism. And it's just like, I don't know if they just don't realize they doing dumb shit no more, or everybody else is doing the shit. A lot of this is they just don't care. A lot of them don't care no more. They just don't give a, like, they've cared so long. Like when I see women who go so hard in their 20s for relationships and shit, and it was failed by the time they get 45, 50, they don't care no more because they've given up, because they've done so much and went so hard and got turned up, down and shitted on time after time. And so now it's like, well, fuck it. I think that's a lot of those. Well, you know, I guess those that's been married before and been married for a long time. They be like, I don't never got to do it again.
And I understand that. I understand what, like, you went through that a lot of times. So you say, look, I ain't got to do that shit no more. You know, but I think there's still a need for companionship in humans. Yes. Right. Yes. And I guess, like, I look at it and say, yes, that situation didn't turn out right, or that situation didn't turn out like you wanted it to, but there's still a desire because we were ultimately made to be with each other. And I don't think we can turn that off. And I think when we start saying we turn it off, we're really lying to ourselves. I agree. And then what happened is, you know, my motto is lie to everybody else but yourself. Because once you start lying to yourself, you totally out, because everything else gets off center. So because you're trying to live out this lie. Oh, I don't need nobody. Well, we all do.
I agree.
You know,
and that's why I say everybody needs somebody.
Everybody needs somebody. No man is an island unto himself. So the thing is that how do we start to figure out ways to where we can coexist with each other and actually be able to, you know, live out, you know, a happy lifestyle? Because I think that's the way that we're going to be able to really fix a lot of problems we have in our community as a whole, even for the generations, you know, going forward. So, and I think, man, you talked about this, Nikki, before, the mindset of the fairy tale, you know, or the it is going to be perfect. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be the fairy tale. It's not going to ride up in no damn white horse, scoop you up and throw you on the back and ride to the sunset. You know, and I want to be, you know, I want to be so in love. I want to be, you know, have this great time. Look, man, ain't nobody in love the whole damn time. It ain't happening.
I didn't even know what love was until my late 40s.
Because, you know, here's the thing, and it depends on, it just really depends on your experiences. But like you say, true love, we thought we knew what love was. Now, I thought It's so funny. I was thinking about that recently. When I was with my son's father, baby, I thought I was in love. I thought it didn't. And I'm like, I liked him, but I didn't know what love was. Certain songs, old school R&B songs come on. I be like, baby, I thought I was in love back then, baby. I thought I knew exactly what love was, had no clue.
And I thought something was wrong with me because I never even felt that before. Had no idea.
So you say you didn't know what love was to your 40s. Did you know what love was to yourself before 40s?
Love to myself?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love me.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so you knew what love was. You didn't know how to translate
Self-love.
that to how other people should be loving towards you, or how you should be loving out.
Be loving towards them.
Okay, so what was the disconnect in saying that I'm going to do to others as I do for myself? If I love myself and I treat myself a certain way, what was the disconnect of being able to do that to other people?
Honestly, I had to go to counseling. I went to counseling because I'm really thinking that something is wrong with me. I don't care about nobody as far as a male.
Yeah.
I mean, I can date them,
right,
but
right,
I really
right,
don't.
right,
right.
Right. Right.
Okay,
I
so
like to date him for a while, for years.
She said,
okay, so
I was just in it.
Did you have that for your dad?
Oh my God, that was the only man I ever truly loved at the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
But I think it comes down to a trust.
I a lot of people,
right?
Everybody to
my
dad,
right? Because
do what my dad did. I'm like,
yes,
he just.
Dad was on a pedestal.
Yeah.
And you wasn't going to be able to push anybody else up to that pedestal, because the thing is, your life experiences what you've been through and seen dad come through. Nobody had been with you long enough to be able to say, damn, this motherfucker got me.
Right.
And so what was happening is they were all falling down because you hadn't even got a chance to get to those points to be able to allow that locking in feeling with somebody else.
But I feel like too, and I don't know if this is your similar experience. It for me is a level of trust, right? My love language is acts of service. So for me, if I can't trust you to have my back, then I can't give you my all. And so many, especially now, I feel like I meet people and it's like they got their guard up, I got my guard up. You waiting on me, I'm waiting on you. You waiting on me to do whatever the fuck it is your love language is, and I'm waiting on you to perform mine. And we're not meeting each other. And so because you don't do it, now you're bye, next. You know what I mean? So then it doesn't, I am never given the opportunity to pour into somebody like I want to, like to pour that love, because you never cross that fucking line where I can trust you enough to let my heart or let me be vulnerable to you. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking, I don't know if that's what you are trying to say too, but it do get to that point. Is I remember one time a couple of years ago, I was like, I don't know if I can love nobody. Then I was dead ass serious. I was like, I can see me marrying somebody that I don't love, because I don't even know if my heart works anymore. And then I found out that the motherfucker worked. The motherfucker fell in love. It did his own thing. Like, no, bitch, this ain't the one. But it did its own thing. And I said, okay, well, at least the motherfucker still works.
You know it still works. Yeah.
At least I know it still works. Like that, I guess that was his purpose in my life, to let me know that I can.
Yeah.
But at one point, like seriously.
But I really appreciate it.
But you know, so here's the thing. So the guy that you get with, and the guys you want to be, you know, your husband, do you respect him?
You have to. You have to.
So if you like him and you respect him, and if you're going to use the vows that the Bible gave, and so we're going to use the Bible as a basis, y'all would really never charge to love the guy like that. No.
And so that's why I was okay with marrying somebody I didn't love, because it's like, I ain't really I'm supposed to honor and respect him, right?
But
see, I want to love him though.
But see, yeah, because the Disney came in and fucked up relationships and put this damn fair. Disney has done so much damn damage to this shit that this shit is gonna just happen with a fairy tale.
It did.
And the thing is that, like, yo, that's not it.
Yeah.
Because like I said, we're always waiting for that feeling. And you know, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the rapper Toby. I can't pronounce his last name, but he's out of Houston, and he got he had a video with him and his wife. Everybody is talking about, they've been talking about it for a couple of years since they did it. And it was him saying, hey, when I first met you, I didn't want you. And they was talking their love story. They were telling their little story. He was like, I didn't want her. She was like, yeah, I wanted him. He was like, I didn't want. They broke up, came back together. And he said, I had these reservations. He was like, and she was kind of a little busted when I first met her. She was rough, the way she was dressed and everything else. They became friends, dated a little bit. He's like, we try this out. Separated.
Okay.
Came back as friends. And he said, I always wanted those butterfly feelings, right? He said, I never had that with her. He said, I thought that's what I was supposed to have. But fast forward to the story, you know, when he got that feeling, when they got back together, started dating, and he proposed to her, he said, I felt what I always thought I was supposed to feel.
Yeah.
And what happened is, I said, you got to understand what that was. It wasn't until he had all these reservations about this girl that God had said that was your woman, but he didn't know. Yeah. But it wasn't until he fully gave in to say, this is going to be my wife. Like, and he said, it felt so much better than I thought the butterflies was going to feel.
Yeah.
But I'm like listen, everybody is mad saying, oh, if that's love, I don't want it. If that's a husband, he is because disrespecting her because he was saying, I didn't want you. They were just telling their history of their past. He was like, I didn't want you. He was like, you shopped at this store, your clothes was this and that. And he put up a picture. She was like this when I first met her.
Yeah.
When we separated for a couple of years, she came back looking better, things like that. So it was a whole story.
Yeah.
And I'm like, y'all, it's about the end result.
And timing is everything.
Timing is everything. And they were friends. So now the friendship is what really bonds them to allow their love in their marriage to grow.
Yeah.
But I watched every video of them talking, and I watched every comment. And I mean, the women were like, if that's love, I don't want it. I don't want this. I don't want that. I'm like,
you know what? Social media, they get on my nerves so bad. Baby, please don't y'all ever be listening to these folks in social media, because they will work your last nerve with this back and forth. Well, if I was you, I would do this. If I was whatever.
Yeah, they was like, I can't wait till she wake up and realize her worth.
Yeah, Sounds like we got a caller, y'all. We got a caller with a question. Oh, you got to put that together. So yeah, but the courtship. This is why the courtship is important, because just like what we just got through talking about with them, timing is everything, right? And so if it's the wrong time, you know, y'all might fuck around and miss out on your soulmate.
Exactly.
Yeah. We got a caller. Caller, where you calling from, and what's your name and where you calling from?
This is DeAndre.
DeAndre, what's your question?
We're on the courtship topic, so you know, how long should a man date a woman, court a woman, before there's exclusive, or we talking about marriage, or both?
Well, yeah. So Daphne, what's your response to that?
I don't think you can put a time on something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just all about a feeling when you get to that point. That you're at that point when you're there.
Yeah. What you say?
How long should a man be with a woman until he makes it exclusive?
Yes.
Most guys, when he's dealing with a woman, they know if that's the one that they want early on. Now they're slow because we understand what we're going to give up to be with this one woman, right? But the thing is, we usually know. And I see people saying, well, it doesn't take 10 years. It really doesn't take 10 years for him to know. But he might slow play this thing because, you know, ain't no rush and no pressure on it in his mind. He's like, I got my girl. But I'm going to tell you this, man. Speaking to the women. Yo, tell that motherfucker, shit'll get out the pot at a certain point. Couple years, 2 or 3 years, especially at a certain age. 2 or 3 years, we hadn't had consistent steps at getting towards something. Let it go. Let it go. You're wasting time. And you don't have time to waste.
So I want to expand on that a little bit. You say it doesn't take a man long to know. How does he know? Because I've heard that so many times, but I never understood. How does he know? What is it that he sees? Or is it something that he feels? What is it that makes him know?
It's a combination. some he sees, and then also something he feels in the interaction, in the responses to how they communicate, in the way that she does stuff for him. Because at the end of the day, the main thing is we're looking to build.
Okay.
A man naturally is a builder.
Okay.
When he starts finding that woman, he says, "Oh, I can build with you." Because a lot of times we got fun girls.
Yes.
And we got girls that sometimes look better than the one we choose, or funner than the one we choose, you know, more exciting, more this, more that. And that happens a lot of times.
Which means, and take note, ladies, that don't mean shit, right?
No, because a man ultimately, when he's on his man shit, and then when I say man, let's clarify. I'm not talking about somebody born a male. When he's on his man shit, he then says, I can build with this one. And ultimately, what we want to do is we want to build legacy. We want to build this family. We want to build wealth in this day and age. And we know we can't build shit with her. And the guys that get with those girls because they can't understand how to make a man decision, those are the ones that are still paying for that damn expensive ass wedding while they divorced. Those are the ones that are saying, damn, this motherfucker won't let me see my kids. Those are the ones that got the tire slashed and all this other shit and going through hell. And that was like, dude, you knew that was the fun girl. That wasn't the one you were supposed to marry.
And can we elaborate on building does not, just because she has degrees don't mean that she can build.
Listen,
right?
Man don't give a shit about no damn degrees. Take them motherfuckers and throw them in the trash. That shit doesn't equate to anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Because again, the cute girl at Wendy's can get the opportunity over the masters out of Yale. Yeah. So that means nothing to us. And I wish we can like alleviate that out of the conversation. I'm educated. I'm educated. Listen, you're educated, but you're dumb as hell.
Because you can have a degree and be dumb as hell. Yeah. And so that is also one of the things. And then DeAndre, whatever the hell your name is right here, Mark. I want your input on that too. DeAndre, whatever the hell it is. That is something that I think we tend to, and it has to be pointed out to me. Not that I was saying that was something I bring to the table, right? I feel like I'm an asset because I can help you build. You know what I mean? I am the chick, whatever fuck you need me to do, I can do that task. I can be a help meet. But I do know that it's a lot that be like, well, I got this and I got that and I got this. And I was watching the episode of Kevin Samuels and he was like, and so a 6-figure nigga don't need none of that because he got all his own shit. How does that help him? And I'm like, ooh.
But then what happens is you come to me almost trying to compare stats.
Yeah.
And now I'm in competition.
Exactly.
That's not what I wanted.
Exactly.
I don't want to be in competition.
Exactly.
And, and so that is an issue when you start coming up because you sound you sound masculine when you come to me like that.
Right. Okay. So yeah.
You know, something that's his problem about looking for a woman to build.
Yes.
Oh, I can just speak for me on that one, but I agree 100%. But when I'm dating or courting to get to know someone, you know, I lay out my vision, my plan, what I'm doing, and then if she's not coming back with interest or coming back with plans or ideas, or even talking more in depth to me about what we just talked about, what I just told her, she's to me, she's not the one for me because she's not getting on my program. She don't see my program. She don't see my vision. I have to do too much to try to get on my program in order for me to.
It's too much work. What if she lacks knowledge in that field, right, or that industry?
I think Google still works.
But you know what? I'm gonna tell you this. To your point, Nikki, when you said, "What if she lacks?" Yeah, there's still a way to respond to that.
Okay.
You know, I don't know a lot about that. I would love to hear more.
Yeah.
I would love to hear more. That's new to me. I've never heard of that before.
Yeah.
How does that work? And now you have interest because I'm gonna tell you, he says something that a lot of times women don't like to hear.
Yeah.
You got to get on my program.
Yeah.
I'm not getting on your program.
Yeah.
You don't want me as a man to be on your program Because Nikki said this on the show before. She said he got to match my drive. I said, so that means he can't go
Look,
nowhere
here I
till you
go.
lead out, right? Because if he matching me, you lead out, and then I come up, and then you lead out.
No.
You're gonna get tired of it. No. The word. Let's use the definitions that are assigned to the word. To match means that you got to put up first, and then I got to come with it.
Okay.
So my
So
thing
I
is,
need to match his drive.
you need to match his drive.
Our drives need to be equal.
Equal. Listen, equals is a fallacy in this thing. There are no two different things that are different and equal at the same time. You can have a 10-pound bag of rocks and a 10-pound bag of feathers.
Because I want him to have more drive than me.
But listen when they use the word equal. A 10-pound bag of rocks and a 10-pound bag of feathers both weigh 10 pounds. But if I hit you with both of them, which one gonna hurt more? Two things can't be different and equal. It goes against the total definition of the word equal. So we got to get rid of that. Oh, we're equal. No, we're not. Because really, you don't want equality.
So I want him to have more drive than me.
You want to be able to say, yo, do you have a program that I can get on? Because I'm going to tell you,
yes,
if you have a program that you can get on, because you're going to come in and they say what, women are multipliers, right? Okay. So with that being said, if he has a program established, see, the problem with men is we call ourselves the king. We ain't building no fucking kingdom. So build a kingdom so that a queen can come in.
Baby, I promise you, if you got a kingdom, baby, what you need me to do?
Build
I can't wait to say that.
So that a queen can come in and say, this is nice, but I'm going to put this on the cover of Home and Gardens.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. You ain't giving her shit, and she walking in like, well, what am I here for? Because now I got to build. And when I say build, when I said build the first time, I mean, I don't give a damn if she's a homemaker raising the kids. You guys are building something.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, if she's coming into your life and you ain't got nothing, she's looking at the hammer she got to pull out.
Yeah, and I don't want that. And that's why I was sitting there saying, I had to recant my motherfucking statement. Talking about what you need me to do, and I can't wait to say that because motherfucker be like, I need you to do this, and that, and then tell me when you're done. No, nigga, hold on. I'm here to help, not do your shit for you. So you have to be careful of that because there's a lot of that shit out here these days.
But a lot of guys have seen their mothers do that.
Yeah.
And they start searching for that.
Yeah. No. I want to help, not motherfucking do it for you. I want to help.
And when you're a real leader, and you really own it.
And that's key right there. If you
real leader.
We get together and I see that whatever you have decided to do in life is a faster train of what I got. Well, then what I do is I put mine aside, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna ride this train
and then
to go, because we're still building as a unit.
Right.
But if I see that you got something going on and I'm like, you know what? Because see, what we got to understand is what we choose to do in life has no bearing on who we are.
Right.
If you choose to be a doctor and I'm dating you and I'm a teacher, okay, you make more money, but what does that change who we are? Nothing. It's just the money that we make.
Right.
But if I sit here and I say, well, you know what, Nikki, you're a doctor and I'm a teacher, and they need you to go work in this other state or other country, and it's going to pay us so much money, I don't give a damn what I'm doing. I need to uproot that, because if I'm a smart person and I know this is going to help the team out, I can't be too stubborn to say, well, nah, you know, I got a t-shirt business over here, you know, it's about to pop. No. Fuck out and go, man.
We out.
Because honestly, you're still on the man's plan and vision.
Yeah.
But does he have enough selflessness in himself to say, what you have chosen to do helps our team out, and what I'm going to do is make sure. I told my wife all the time, she's a counselor. She's getting her licensed professional account. She wants to do speaking and stuff like that. And I said, let me tell you something. I do my media thing. I go all these places. I interview whatever. I said, but you're going to be bigger than me. I see it in her. I said, I'm ready to hold that coat off to the side of the red carpet when they are. I got you. Hey, let me get your hair. Wait a minute. Go and take the picture. Why? Because I already see the vision.
Right.
That what she's choosing to do, and because who she is and how people gravitate to her.
Right.
Her stardom, once she really just gets in, is going to take off. And I told her, I said, you're going to be bigger than me. I said, but don't worry. we're still working as a team.
Yeah.
And when they say, excuse me, can we take a picture of her? I'm gonna grab that little coat,
Absolutely.
go and get you there, and I'm gonna put it back on and let's go.
Okay, we're about to go to Ask Mz Nik, but before we go there, I got one question I want to ask y'all real quick. Is during the courtship phase, is sex involved, and is it important or no? During the courtship
For
phase.
me, I'm actually in the courtship phase right now.
She's about for me.
Right now, we're doing that.
Yeah, yeah,
And we're getting to know each other.
yeah,
And we're learning a lot about each other.
yeah.
I am not
Okay,
doing that right now.
okay. Because you don't want to blow her. The
I
vision.
don't.
Okay.
Because I have in the past, like, okay, I know I'm
Yeah,
good enough
yeah,
now I'm ready to do it. No, I don't know enough yet.
yeah. Okay.
I
Okay.
don't.
Yeah, yeah,
I ain't met the friends and all this other stuff yet. I
Yeah.
want to see how you react.
yeah.
around
It's a
friends.
lot
I
you
wanna
got to
see-
learn. Yeah,
I want to know how you introduce me
yeah,
to certain people. I want to see
Yeah.
how you act in certain instances.
yeah,
I
yeah,
ain't there yet.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, he cannot, and I cannot. No.
Because that's a
No,
part of courting versus
exactly.
dating.
No, and we both agreed. We're not seeing other people. We're
So,
not doing
yeah,
that. We're specifically getting to know each
Each
other
other.
right now. If I see something I don't
Okay.
like, and then
So
but
I'm gonna tell you this. If
who knows? He might be.
and you asked the question, is it important to
Mhm.
be able to have sex
That
while
sex,
you're doing
yeah,
the courting thing?
Yeah,
And I'm gonna tell you this, when you're trying to get to know the person, right?
Mhm.
I mean, this is the person like, yo,
Yeah.
I really, really want to get to know them. I don't see anything wrong with having some time of sacrifice
Okay.
because at a
Mhm.
certain point we got to sacrifice something somewhere, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
And then she's like, yo, I'm not ready for this. But sex ain't new to me.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I ain't ready for this, but I'm like, yo, it's something about you that I want and I want to know.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
what I need to do. And I am saying to use that as no game or nothing like that. But she's like, hey, I just don't know.
Yeah.
I don't see, a lot of times we act like, we 21-year-old and we still around trying to fuck like we're
I
rabbits.
know.
I mean, let's be real. At a
I
certain
know.
point, if I really like you, we're gonna kick it.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, and I know you ain't playing no games with me, and I
Right.
ain't playing no games with you, and I'm finna
Right.
show you this.
Right.
Well, then,
Right.
if I think you the one, then I'm gonna go for it.
Right.
Okay.
I think a little different than a lot of dudes, but if I think you the one, I'm gonna go for it and say, all right, let's see what this is.
Yeah. Mark.
Well, I mean, I'm going to be on the other side of the fence with him. Yeah, but,
He said, well.
I'm pretty sure he's married now, but as soon as he got married, I'm pretty sure he had this time in life where it's called a moment of clarity.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure probably know what I'm talking about. But
He said, well.
yeah, I think courtship, we got to have sex for me personally, because there's a point when after a man has sex with a woman, there's a moment where it's called a moment of clarity. And
Okay.
at that moment, a man makes a conscious decision about the woman that he's with, based on, you can be great, we have great conversation, we do all this, but after that, quote unquote, nut, things become a lot more clear. It's like, well,
that's the moment of clarity.
I don't know. There's something, and I'm pretty sure he may not want to mention it right now. I get what point he is, but at some point in life before he got married, he had a couple moments of clarity.
Well, listen. I wasn't saying sex. I wasn't
having sex before.
I wasn't saying sex. Yeah, exactly. I'm not saying not having sex or marriage. That's not what I'm saying, because we got to cross that bridge.
Right.
I was about to say, is that not a part of the decision making though? Because what if y'all got everything else is great and the sex is whack?
That's a deal breaker.
So why you gonna wait too long to find out?
Well, I didn't say we were waiting. We didn't say that. See, y'all making up shit.
Right now. We didn't say we was gonna completely wait a long
And
time
look,
for that.
Unapologetic war say, I don't think nobody is waiting for sex anymore. It is a disadvantage. Men tend to move on. Damn it. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. And that's fair. But you know what? But both sexes will, even if they sleep somewhere else, they may still try to be, over here playing over
They're
here.
gonna still try to figure this out, even if they can't control that urge and go get it somewhere else.
Yeah,
they gonna
That's
still want to
why I
figure it out.
feel like trying to, withhold some shit. I mean, look, motherfuckers gonna do what they do. Period. They gonna do what they do.
And for me,
and
if
it
go
ain't
somewhere else because they couldn't wait on me, and then okay, bye. I'm
so it ain't no big deal. It is what it is. However, sex is important.
It's very important.
It's important.
No, it's very important.
It's important.
I would never try to make the insinuation
if y'all
that
ain't
it wasn't.
compatible in the bedroom, it's gonna be a problem. So ain't no need us wasting time.
And especially at this age, because some people be needing, stuff. So I need to know if you need stuff.
And
so I need my stuff.
Yeah.
And some of them have, high blood pressure.
Yeah.
And you can't take the stuff. So we really got a problem. Okay. I mean,
and then some of them got switches under their arms.
They can't be.
Some of them got switches under their arms or under their nutsack that overly inflated because they can't.
Under the nutsack.
Yeah, it's a switch in there that when you have penile injections where they don't want to get up. Yeah, you got to figure that out. So
we got to know all that.
So you don't know that. So they have them like it's like a switch, and they can do it and they can inflate. So now here's the thing. I think there's a cheat code. Because if you could just hit a switch and be ready, yo, damn, dog.
But wait a minute, I'm like, switch, electricity? I mean, what the fuck is going on here?
Technology is a hell of a thing, okay?
Oh, Nikki.
You get a shot? I got to do some research. We need a show on that. I got a sexologist coming. We need to do research. We need to talk about that. All these damn different, because we are getting up in age
and discreetly delivered, stuff at the door, blue shoes.
The women are at a disadvantage. You give away your most powerful asset. I'm just saying that's true. That's true. We give it away, and then because men, like he said, the moment of clarity, you get that nut, then decides you don't want to fuck with me no more. Yeah. But the difference is, so things have changed. But the difference is, a lot of men still feel like if I got it, then I've conquered her. You know what I mean? And the woman is like, nigga, you wouldn't have got shit if I didn't want to give it to you. Like, I had to want this too. Mm-hmm. So you didn't conquer shit, because I promise you, if I didn't want to give it to you, you wouldn't have got it. Right. You know what I mean? So, but there's still it's always been that double standard.
But y'all hold access to sex.
Yes.
So it still is. I was able to do whatever I need to do to make sure that you open the access to sex, because we hold access to relationships, and you're trying to find whatever you can do so we can grant you that access to relationships. Not necessarily what?
Shit. Now we ain't opened up the sex door for the relationship.
No. I ain't saying you open it up for that. Okay. What I'm saying is, who holds access? Who holds the control? Y'all hold the control to sex. So
you saw I posted that, and I meant to bring that up the last time we was on here. I posted a poll to say who is the one that
I got on there. Yeah. And that's exactly what I put on there.
Yeah.
Because the thing is that if I want sex from a woman and she don't want to give it to me, that's called rape.
Yeah.
You control access to that. If you want a relationship with me and I don't want to get it, but now you just said we together.
And she could say that shit till she blue in the face, and that nigga be like,
nah.
Facts.
And I saw some people on that poll was like, I think it should be a conversation between both two. Because until reality he says, I want to be in a relationship with you, you ain't in a relationship with him. And he might.
But you got some manipulative women who will try to do everything, and eventually, but he still has to make the decision. But I mean,
he has to make the decision, because you ain't in a relationship with him until he says, "Yeah, I'm in this relationship." Because he could be like, "Oh, girl, yeah, boo boo, yeah, you know how it is, you know what it is."
Still, if he say it, he may not act right. So guess what?
He might not act right, but a lot of times he won't even say it
at all.
Uh-huh.
I get off the plane, I go in there, I think I got it going on, I get in the house.
Y'all can't hear but the producer talking. Go ahead.
I get my luggage, I put it in her bedroom. She said, no, your room back there. I'm in the guest room for a whole week.
Yeah, hey.
So that's court.
Yeah.
Hey, and if he can't see, a lot of it too is, and it's not that it's a game, but it's more so of, are you willing to deal with me without absence of the sex? Because we know a lot of times it's all about the sex with the man. Are you willing and can you even tolerate me without the sex? You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we all got to get old, right? So if the goal is marriage and growing old together, how can we get along? Like I used to look at my mom and my stepfather, and I'm like, they in this house all day, every fucking day, just them. Can you imagine doing some shit like that with a motherfucker you don't like? Woo! Be like, I'm finna go to Walmart. Oh, and then I went to Target. Look at this. Yeah. Then I went to Target. Then I had to stop at Walgreens. Like, you ain't got nowhere to go. You ain't got no friends to hang out with. Shit. So you have to like this person, right? So you have to. That's why you have to court to say, do I like you?
But Nikki, you said it earlier about marrying friends, and so many times y'all friend zoning niggas so fast.
And just leave him over there.
Oh, he done changed tires. You say you want to change tires. He changed tires. Listen, he moves refrigerators. He washes cars. He helped you out if you need money because he like, oh, you my home girl.
Why do we do that?
Because you like the bad boy. And he's the good guy. And you friend zone his ass. Go with the bad boy. And you waste all that damn time. And you know what he was doing? Because I'm going to tell you how men operate. For us, it's about action.
Yes.
A lot of women complain because they say you don't say the sweet stuff enough. For us, it's about action. What we know is if I can get away with just talking to you, I'll stop doing shit because I realize my mouthpiece work. But I'm raised to say action speaks louder than words. So that friend guy, he has done a lot of shit to prove I'm the dude that you say you want.
I'm gonna tell you what it is. I just figured out.
What is it?
Had the light blow boom go up. They be acting like they want to be our friends, so they be our friend. Like, nigga, tell me you interested. You ain't tell me you was interested.
He likes you, but a lot of times he likes you, right?
Yes, but he ain't say he likes.
But he wants you in any capacity he can get you in because that's how much he likes you.
But so that's you shooting yourself in the foot.
No, but what happened is when he makes sure not to disrespect you and to like just go super hard aggressive, but he shoots his subtle shot to let you know, boy, we just friends. Boy, we just friends. Boy, we just friends. And he said, okay.
You can't talk about it though. Why you can't come and talk to us about it though?
Because most times they do all this shit, right? And they're just our friend. They never even let us know that they're interested. And if I don't know you interested,
and if we're just friends, I'm talking about who I'm dating. You talking
right.
about who you dating.
And they listening to the shit. Now, granted, I understand they waiting for a weak moment, right? I get that. But you ain't saying shit. Now, if you say something,
he ain't said nothing.
But then
he ain't said nothing.
He ain't said nothing because he afraid of rejection or what?
No, I'm asking. He ain't said nothing. He ain't gave no inclination.
You know, then they be like, well, I never thought I was your type.
I'm saying he ain't never said nothing. He never gave no.
We gonna have a whole nother show on that damn fucking friend zone shit. Okay, we got Mz Nik. Mark, you staying with us to answer some of these Mz Nik questions so we get your input. DeAndre, ask Mz Nik, huh? We got a couple of video questions, so y'all can send me emails with your questions. I'm looking at the wrong camera. Okay, we got this one. This is my disclaimer because y'all be tripping. Mz Nik is X-rated and uncensored questions. X-rated and uncensored questions that are sent in by those looking for results, fun, and entertainment. The aim of these questions is to provide answers for those wanting a different perspective. Myself, Mz Nik, and the panel will chime in with our answers and solutions. We are not therapists, counselors, or life coaches. So we just telling you our perspective. And at the end of the day, you do whatever it is that you see fit. Mz Nik, where you can get the truth, or don't ask me. Straight, no chaser.
Here we go. First one.
First one. Oh, I can't hear her. Wait, we're gonna have to redo this one. We're gonna have to rewind it because I can't hear her.
Still
Can't hear. Yeah, I still can't hear. Don. I'm about to call him DeAndre. Nope, it ain't coming out at all. Very little. And then I don't know if the guests, the technical difficulties, y'all. Technical difficulties.
She's like, she got a lot to say too.
She do.
Yeah, that ain't working. 10 other women will do willingly. This is the paradox of women, unfortunately. Facts. Yeah, we still can't hear Don.
Yo, why they doing that? But I'm gonna tell you this. As far as your friend and your friend zone.
But you wouldn't have been able to see my face anyway because your video was on the screen. So he told you when you placed a fucking order and said it's too high?
Who chose the restaurant?
I'm going to let y'all talk first and then I'm going to talk. I need to refill my drink.
First of all, he had to have chose the restaurant.
Why?
Not necessarily, because a lot of guys that I know, they say a lot of times the woman be choosing the restaurant. But you got to say yes or no.
But I guess I was thinking like, him going out a day, he picked the restaurant. So if she picked the restaurant, you didn't look at the menu before y'all went, online. Because now we can go online and we can go see what the menu is. He ordered a steak. She ordered seafood. I'm pretty sure his steak was at least equivalent or if not more than her seafood. So what was she supposed to order?
What she wanted.
Because you go ahead, I'm sorry.
I don't know.
I don't know.
What was she supposed to order if she ordered her seafood and you went to a restaurant? I can understand if whatever this seafood thing was, if it was the one that was way on the other side of the menu and it was $299.
She said 5 stars, so you always think of what the top is gonna be.
If you went, what you should have said was, "Yo, be real with you, I ain't got it like that."
And y'all shouldn't have went there.
And you shouldn't have went there.
That's why I said who chose the restaurant.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I always, that right there. Maybe not right now. Payday ain't until, because I'm going to tell you something.
Don't tell me after I place the fucking order or while I'm placing order, that's too high. That's going to be a problem.
I'm going to be honest. It's the thing. You got to be honest. And when you are honest and say, yo, I don't know what you expected, but I looked at it online. I looked at it online. Yeah. And I really ain't got it like that for whatever reason. And if you went and took some woman to a restaurant and actually went in and y'all ordered the food and you was like, that's too high. If that came out of your mouth, then bro, you wrong from the jump. Yeah.
Was his intention for this date to be Dutch?
I don't know.
Ooh. Okay, so for me, Mark, what'd you say? DeAndre, you done hung up? I think DeAndre hung up on us.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh.
So, the point about who chose the restaurant, that's an interesting conversation because I have had conversations where we agree on a restaurant, a place to go, and at the bottom of the night, she comes up with this crazy idea like, oh, why don't we try something else? Here's an example. Here's the thing, though. A girl was saying whatever, it's her birthday. I said, okay, I'll take you out for your dinner for your birthday. And she's wanted to go to this Mexican restaurant. So she wanted me to come and pick her up. I picks her up. She jumps in the car. And the next day she says, well, why don't we just go to Del Frisco's? And I'm like, okay, cool. I said, it's your birthday. I'll go ahead and take you there. I mean, I have no problem taking you to Frisco's. But to the point of who shows a restaurant, a lot of times women they'll switch up on it. They'll get you to bring to one restaurant.
Yeah. And then switch it up.
They switch it up because they want to either they figure out, well, I want to do something else or I want to try something else. They already know they want to try something else, but they want to get you on the hook first before they go and tell you what they really want to do.
No.
I feel so bad for y'all sometimes. I really do. Because I mean, I get it.
Drop your ugly ass back home.
We're not going there. We're not going there.
You don't give me with a bait and switch. We said Mexican. Now you want to go Del Frisco's? Yeah, I got a problem with taking you to Del Frisco's.
But you say
ain't Del Frisco's ready.
But you say that before.
I'm
exactly.
an honest motherfucker.
But to his point though,
Here's my problem with it. I'm choosing a Del Frisco's. But once we get there, guess what she ordered?
What?
Some damn chicken.
What? Some chicken.
I mean, there's a lot of the restaurants that serve chicken.
But the ambiance ain't the same.
But see, and
that would piss me off on there.
see, and so here's my thing with that, because like, I can understand like what you said. Okay, so say she suggests a place that you've never been to. And you're like, okay, that's cool. We can go over there. Okay. And then you haven't had an opportunity to look at the menu to see the price. And she get over there and she orders a $100 plate. And you don't even really know her like that.
Nikki. Everything the Bible gave a man to do, God put pro in front of it. Provision, provide, pro this, pro that. Pro means to act ahead of time. Get online. This ain't 1983 where you.
But if you in the car and she say
Del Frisco's, oh hell no, we ain't going to that shit. We going to the goddamn El Phoenix. Let's go.
One more time. Go ahead. Wait, it ain't playing. Okay. Turn it up some more. Okay.
I am 49 years old. I'm originally from New Orleans. But I have a question for you. Of course, this is Ask Nik Nite, so let me go ahead and proceed. I actually went out on a date one time with a guy, and we were in a 5-star restaurant. And he did not pull my chair out. I felt kind of awkward about that. I looked at him, he kind of ignored it off like it was nothing. But then at the same time, when we went to order, he ordered steak, and I ordered seafood. He had an issue claiming that it was too high. Yes, this is what I'm dealing with as being a single woman. You tell me, what should I do and how would you proceed with that?
She just gave you the scenario.
So
he didn't order, he didn't do that. He picked the restaurant that she had nothing to do with it. It don't matter how you try to break it down. That's what you talking about, a guy who courted, who dated.
Yeah.
Take care of the whole shebang.
Mm-hmm. So do not.
Don't question the menu.
Don't. Here's my advice. And again, I have a son who who's 26, and he's in this dating phase, and he making good money, and everybody ain't worthy, right? So my thing is, Don, everybody ain't worthy of the $100, because I'm assuming her bill itself may have been $100. So this might be a $200 bill. Everybody ain't worthy of that, right? But if I go out on a date and I place my order and he says that's too high, First of all, I don't go out on a date without knowing I can pay for this shit myself.
Mhm.
So at this point, don't worry about it, because I'm an order. I eat what the fuck I want to eat, and I order what the fuck I want to eat. So I got mine. We at this point we gonna go Dutch, but this our last time going out.
Okay, Nikki, I gotta ask a question. I invite you out.
Yes.
I say, hey, I want to go out with you and have a good time, but I'm gonna be real with you.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any way you can keep it under $50, today for whatever it is?
Let me know that ahead
of
of time.
I'm saying, are you okay with that conversation as we go out?
See, one thing about me, I don't even like to eat that much. Half of this shit they got out here, I can't eat. So what I'm not finna do is go tell you to take me to some place where we finna spend $100 on a meal on just mine.
And this is where
I'm gonna tell you that right now.
On what Don, the producer, saying. Oh, you take care of everything when you courting.
Yeah.
Courting don't mean fucking going broke. Second of all, when the word courting was introduced in the time it was, motherfuckers went out here eating $900 meals. They weren't having gold flakes with different stuff. We wasn't doing that. So when people start talking about all this stuff, oh, I want a man like my granddad.
Yeah.
Your grandma took
Wasn't
no
doing
trips.
that.
She wore no red bottoms. She didn't get her hair done all the time. So a lot of this stuff you asking for, harking back to the old days, the mentality was totally different. It was about, hey, we went out. They went to the neighborhood carnival.
Yeah.
They went out and ate this. They sat out at a Jack in the Box. Back in the day, going to a McDonald's was a big thing. You know why? Because it was new to the hood.
And we can still do that if y'all just be creative. We don't have to go to a 5-star restaurant
Right.
for a first date. Have a damn picnic and make it romantic. That's under $50.
I'm going to the beginning of the show when y'all were talking about how a woman is more mature and a man not.
Mm-hmm.
You remember, she's 49.
Mm-hmm.
He's 40, 50.
Mm-hmm.
As a man, not a boy, he still got to be responsible. Turn said he got to be what? A leader.
Yes. Yeah.
So, was he
Yeah.
in? No.
I'm gonna lead you away from that damn high-end seafood plate.
That's what I was gonna say. Because do that beforehand. Don't do that after I place the order.
Some men in their 50 ain't grown up yet.
They're not.
You said, so, is this man grown up? No.
And
If
she didn't
you
say how old this man was. She could have
didn't.
dated somebody younger.
She
We don't
didn't.
know that.
But most likely you're gonna date somebody close to your age. Most likely, you can get to know.
Well,
Just like you.
depends
I
what
ain't
I'm
never
looking
met the
for.
guy. I guarantee that guy you with now, he's not in his 30s.
Oh no.
But again, tell me beforehand.
Well, he's in his 50s.
Tell me beforehand.
Maturity carries you a long way. Is that you open the door for a woman.
Yeah.
Pull that chair out. You don't complain about the menu.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why y'all grow. I'm all right with no more than
Yeah.
But so many men don't understand it. They used to date dumbasses. They talk about the menu so nigga can pull her card out of head.
And once I do that,
and you saying, hey, I get niggas some pussy, now he get all this. So that's what I'm saying. You got to hold back. I don't blame you.
My mama taught me, and to this day, when I take my mama out, she said, tell me if you got a budget, baby.
Right.
And so I learned early on, be honest about that shit. Because there was times where mama, look.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, cool. I ain't got no problem. I ain't paying for none of it, no way.
Right.
I'm just happy to be out with you. She said,
right.
But if you didn't tell me you had a budget, then I'm because but I just learned how to be honest about that. And there was sometimes I was like, and this, of course, this was back in the day when meals were a lot cheaper, but I was like, yo, mom, got $25 budget. She was like, oh, so there's plenty of stuff on here I can get to eat.
Right.
You know, and there were some
and
days
if she
when
has
we just
a problem with that, then that's a problem too. I feel like that's
It goes back to the conquering thing.
Okay.
So now you have just put up a roadblock.
And he got to conquer.
And I got to break that down. You ain't dating? Oh, let me show you something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you the illusion
Yeah.
that we're dating because now I see
It's a
there's some work in
challenge.
there. And if I climb that hill and I'm able to plant my flag, then I won. So
Yeah.
we're not taking that no for an answer up front.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of guys are. You know, if I was single and I met a woman and she was like, hey, I'm not dating right now. Like, okay, cool. You know, nice meeting you, whatever. Because I'm always of the mindset like, there's too many women out here. I'm not wasting my time with somebody who tells me I'm not dating because I might be ugly to her.
Yeah.
She might be lying to me.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, oh, thank you so much, whatever. I'm moving on. But I know a lot of guys are like, yo, I got to conquer that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to change her mind.
Yeah.
And they don't really want her.
It's the chase.
It's the chase.
It's the chase. I can agree with that. Yeah, I can agree with that. But that's what you
Absolutely.
And you know what? That's been happening a long time. Mark, what's your take on that?
I agree with them.
Yeah. I used to have to lie and say I was married. I used to wear a ring. That kind of would sometimes that would get them off. But if I would be like, nah, I'm just not dating. I'm not looking to date.
These days don't even care about that.
But
they don't.
But in my opinion, rings work better for women against men than they do men against women.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, I've
you
heard
don't see
that.
mine.
Yeah, I've heard
it drew
that.
too much fucking attention.
Which I don't understand.
Literally, I've had women walk up behind, grab my hand, and look at my ring.
Yeah.
Oh, what you, lady, if you don't unaccost me, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, literally grab your hand, you feel them rubbing, you like, whoa, who are you? It's so much of an attention grabber that it's almost like that challenge of getting this guy. Let me see how committed you are. Let me see how married you are. And I promise you, I get no fucking attention out.
Yeah,
but that shit is a headache.
And so for them, it's the challenge. And
Yeah. So I don't know what it is, but a lot of times guys will wear wedding rings when they would go on their single trips. Their trips when they weren't even married. Because they was like, it worked.
Yeah.
So they would always put it, single guys would wear married rings on guys' trip because it got them more attention.
That's crazy.
As hell.
Okay. Well, I didn't give my opinion. Fuck, I didn't forget what the goddamn question was. Wait a minute, because I don't want to be like, look, so they do this shit, like what they said, because of the chase. And then some of them, they feel like you don't like them. So they feeling rejected. And I feel like that's a defense mechanism to keep trying because they're trying to compensate for that rejection or whatever. But a lot of them, I think they feel rejected as well. So put your ring on, girl, and then they leave your ass alone. I be like, my man around here somewhere. I do that shit too. I be like, they be like, where your man? He around here somewhere. He gonna walk up in a minute now. I don't want no trouble, so keep on moving because I don't want to answer no questions. I be making up and I don't even like to lie, but I'll be doing that shit then. I don't feel like arguing tonight. You try to start a fucking argument and shit. Now go ahead on, because if he come over here and see you, then I gotta argue. I got some shit to explain. So go on with that one. Okay, the next question. And well, I feel like it's too.
Just siblings
It's
and stuff are.
we need some more. We got some more questions because it's in the past. Like how, like were y'all serious? I know she said it was toxic, so I'm assuming it was somewhat serious for it to get to the toxic level. But what y'all think? Like
She said it's
on the
brother.
surface,
It's the brother.
it's his
Right.
brother.
Back in the day, they used to say, "Who your people?" Because they was like, "Don't even fuck with that whole family." Don't even, that whole
Exactly.
family
So
ain't
you
no
know
good.
this.
I'm not saying that's in all the case with brothers and sisters and everything else, but a lot of times your family would tell you to stay away from another family because they knew what was going on.
Yeah.
But if she's already involved with this guy because they done traveled to see each other,
Yeah.
but he's the brother of whoever, right?
So hold on, let me give them the scenario because they say they can't hear it. So she's been online dating and she met somebody online that she likes, but she has found out that he is the brother of someone who she dated in the past. And the guy that she dated in the past, there was a toxic relationship. So now she's trying to figure out what she should do with this new guy who is the brother.
Listen, first of all, you gotta you better be honest. Once you find out, oh, that's your brother. Let me let you know. I used to
smash him.
Yeah.
She definitely better let
smashed
him
the
know.
and
it had to be some smashing in for it to be toxic, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've already done that. First of all, so that's something that you and your brother going to work out. And if he hadn't shown these tendencies from the brother, then you know you can say, okay, we could possibly move forward. But that's if you are comfortable with being somebody
knowing that. So like if y'all grow close and y'all go to family functions and shit, and now you there with the brother and you used to sleep with his brother too.
Yeah. Are you
let
cool
that
with
go?
That?
Just let it go. Just let it go. It's early in. Just let that shit.
What if it was high school?
Huh?
Okay. Let me shed some more light on this.
Okay.
There's a couple things going on. I don't know. It's one of two things. Either the brothers are not close, or they're close, and they said, okay, go ahead and go with it.
Yeah.
You know, they are already cool with the situation, so you might as well just continue to date the brother. There's no way I got a brother and I've been out smashing some girl and
he don't know. Yeah.
Well, not necessarily. Because you could be in college.
Unless being my brother not that close, we don't talk like that.
Or she wasn't important enough to him to bring it up to the brother.
But if it was toxic,
we sparing all women that we smash.
But here's the thing. Let's just say for conversation's sake, you know, we're here in Dallas, right? Okay, so you went to Morehouse, so the chick was some chick you went with in Spelman. Your brother's still in Dallas, so let's say your brother went to school in Texas. Y'all in two totally different areas.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't sure that. Let me show you the girl or whatever the case
that I
be.
just so happen to be
kind
of.
She might not be the only one you was messing
right,
with.
So right.
You might have just overlooked that one. So there's a possibility.
Yeah, they doesn't.
Close, but they could have been in different age groups. They could have been in different cities. They could have been a lot of this other stuff. The fact of the matter remains, as a woman, are you cool with going to the family event and smashing both brothers? And is the two brothers okay with knowing that the other brother is with the girl they want? Because I'm gonna tell you what, usually in a toxic situation, that guy, he really cared for her. They were just toxic and didn't work out.
Yeah.
So how does he feel now? That's the biggest thing.
And if he was toxic then, he's toxic now. So that's gonna be some extra drama in fucking with his brother now. He gonna be starting some shit all the time. Girl, just leave that alone. Just leave that alone. And I know it's hard because it be the ones we like be few and far in between.
But sometimes, depending on how hard it is, sometimes it's hard to leave that brother alone. So she might not be able to leave that brother alone.
And then they might be already intimate.
They are. They travel back and forth. Ain't nobody
That's true.
Over the road trips. Yeah, ain't nobody flying nobody ass out to have no great goddamn time. Don't you look at me like that. If you get flued out, listen.
You can get flued out and don't nothing happen.
You can. Fly your ass back. I got to come back home anyway.
What you say, Mark?
asking you, we you know, we going out 3 or 4 months. There's no way my brother's not knowing where we're going out. There's no way I'm not knowing who my brother's not going out. So the brothers already had the conversation about this one. Period. Unless the brothers are just not close. They're not close. They talk every 5 or 6 months. I might understand that. But they close at all. They're sharing pictures and photos. Men share. We sharing photos left and right. We share photos like our friends. So we meet as long.
That's why y'all be talking about send me a picture so y'all can show it to your fucking friends and shit. Be like, hey, you know her? So Ray say, oh well, who's smashing better?
She don't look the same.
If it was 20 years
Yes,
ago.
we don't know how long ago it was.
Okay, what we got one more. What's the last one? We got one more. DeAndre.
You trying to show the rest of the men that you ain't like the other girls. You can sit down and have a cigar and watch the game and just chill on a Sunday. So yeah, you a pygmy.
But I thought the definition said going out of her way.
Right, going out of her way.
She's not going out of her way. She's
right.
just being who she is.
But
right.
but for her posting that, and that's not the
they
quote unquote norm.
So I can definitely see them saying the fact that I posted that is me going out of my way to prove that. You know, the haters.
Well, I don't
The
really-
haters
But do you
will
really
do
care
shit
what
like-
they think?
I don't give a fuck
Yeah.
about them haters.
But
What they say in defense of the pick me girl, instead of publicly shaming pick me girls, maybe we can attempt to extend an offer to provide perspective, empathy, and education. The pick me girl doesn't have to accept that offer, but maybe it can create a productive conversation amongst women around how we can support each other as opposed to tearing each other down. So wait, but I don't know defending her, right? She doing what she doing. My only problem, I feel like, in my opinion, the pick me girl is the chick that's taking pictures and all her pictures is from behind.
But that's not what they call a pick
That's
me
not
girl.
the pick me
No,
girl.
no. You are independent, strong,
Not if you
self-sufficient.
showing your ass all the time.
That's what she's called today. She is the woman who is she's cool with her sexuality. She don't care what you think. She don't care if you think that picture is overly sexual, whatever, because she is comfortable in her sexuality. That's what they call her today.
Yeah.
The other women they call pick-me's. Now, my whole thing is this. If you are, for guys, we live our whole damn life doing shit to make sure that when we go to pick you, that you say yes. So we are, quote unquote, say yes, man, because we go out and get good jobs. We go out and be able to, amass wealth, buy cars, dress nice, smell nice. We do everything a man, listen, and I don't give a shit about what no man say about this right here. Everything a man does is for a woman. I love the quote that Dave Chappelle had. If we can get a girl in a cardboard box, we would never buy a house. Niggas don't go to damn Macy's and buy cologne because they say,
I can believe that.
I just love the way I smell. I don't give a shit about that. You know what happens? That girl say, "Oh, you smell good."
Yes,
now we done bought stock in this goddamn company. We don't go buy these nice cars. We don't go and buy these houses. We don't dress the way we dress because we going out saying, yeah, I'm going to kill them dudes when I go out here today. No, the reason we say I'm going to kill them in my dress is because if I look the best, she likes it. So when I come over to her, she ain't saying, no, not you, him. We want to be the one we come over. She's like, I've been waiting on you. So what does that say about us? So ain't nothing, to me, there's nothing wrong with a woman who is saying, listen, whatever that stereotype is, yo, I've evolved from that.
Yeah.
Your girl is saying, I'm far from that. I don't want to do this. You've had conversations tonight where you're saying, listen, this is what I'm on right now. You will be considered a pig. Oh, you trying to appease the man. You're going out of your way to make sure. So
is it haters saying that? But I do know that there is some women that me personally, when I hear a woman come always talking about, I just want to cook you dinner, and or like showing motherfucking she cooking all the time and shit. And is that me being a hater against her? Don't nobody want to see that shit you trying to.
She likes to cook. She's doing her.
But I feel like that's a pick me girl.
But she's doing her. And guess what? If she gets in her relationship and she cooks every day because that's what she loved to do, and you've been talking about she's a pygmy girl. No, this motherfucker like to cook. Now, if she got with the dude and she stopped cooking, then she was a pygmy girl. But if she was like, no, this is what I do for my man. I cook because I've been. Yeah. She was doing her.
I get that. I can get that.
Because if you get the guy to come out there, he like, Nikki, where this patio has to watch TV.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't watch those games. I just took those pictures because they look good. You're a pygmy girl. But if you say, grab a cigar, let's sit here and watch the game, that's you.
Right. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. I don't have anything against, like you said, if you just doing you, then that's what it is. Now, if you doing this shit to try to get attention, to get a man's attention, I do know that some women do that. I've seen it. I've seen it where it's like, bitch, no, you don't. Like, I know you don't like to cook. You know what I mean? So then it's like, okay, now you're being a pick me girl. And guess what? That shit don't last, right? No. Because you're lying. You're lying, saying you like to do something that you really don't do. And if you get this nigga and you can't keep that facade,
that's a problem.
Now that's a problem.
Yes.
But if it's something that you like to do and that's what you like to do, then that's what you like to do. And people I can see it. I can see people saying her ass just wants some attention. It's not always about that. So it's a double-edged sword, right? Because you might be just doing you and people are looking and they're assuming that you're doing this for attention when you just being your authentic self. But as long as you being your authentic self, because you can only hold up a facade for so long. And if you get the nigga off a lie and you can't maintain that shit, he gonna leave.
Yeah.
For the motherfucker that actually do the shit that you lied and said you do.
Exactly.
Because that's what he like.
Exactly.
You got him off on the lie. Mark, what you say? DeAndre. I keep forgetting your name. You know how I go?
I agree with him. There's nothing to pick me. I mean, it doesn't turn into such a negative these days. And like you said, the whole goal is to be in a relationship and be with a man. And why would you do stuff to separate yourself from the women that's out there? So I totally agree with you.
And sometimes you do have to stand out, but sometimes, like they say, the truth needs no explanation. So I'm real big on that too. Mm-hmm. If you're gonna stand out, you're gonna stand out. Especially if it's for the right one.
But Nikki, not sometimes. You always need to stand out. And what's bothering me a lot right now is what I'm hearing a lot of women saying. Well, they talking about, I'm not going to compete for a guy. And when I hear that, I start asking women, did you compete for your job? Did you compete in school? Did you compete? So you competed your whole life for everything else. But now here it comes time to where you're saying, I want this guy. And I'm not saying that, I'm going to beat out that woman or this woman. What I'm saying is I'm going to compete to be the best that I can be, so that when this guy comes along, I'm performing at my best ability. But a lot of people are having a problem with that, even when you get into a relationship. Because my thing is, I still compete for my wife after 14 years. The conversation I asked my wife, she was like, I ain't competing. I was like, what? And I said, listen, there's a dude out there who's taller, who's more in shape, who got more money, and it's hard, but I'm more of a slick talker, right?
Yeah.
I don't know him. I don't know him per se. I don't know if you read across him. But what I want to do is make sure, and to use a word that my friend used, I want to make sure I keep your ear gates and your eye gates protected, and just for me, by doing what I have to do. So I'm competing against a ghost I don't know, because I know there's more out there. And for guys, I think because of our level of sports, we always know, we know if we go out and hoop at parks, we're going to run across a Kobe Bryant one day and he going to give us buckets. We got to work on that game all the time. But I think a lot of times it's like, I'm me just by being, I'm the best. No, you're not.
I don't have to do nothing.
You have to do something to make sure that you continue to stay up on your skills and your game. Because if we're both competing for each other,
then
not against a particular person, then our relationship has no chance but to survive and thrive. Because we putting in constant effort into it. And I might think a little different.
No, I can go with that. But if it's me or another woman, I'm not doing that.
No. I'm not talking about, here we are. But here's the thing. Also, if I was dating my wife, or when I was dating my wife, when we first got together, my thing is, and our relationship was a little weird, but I don't know who else she knew at the time to where somebody else could have been asking her at the same time I was asking her.
Right.
I need to make sure I'm on my game.
Dating, that's a part of it, especially if they're dating. But it's still one of those things of, I can only be me. Because again, I'm not putting on a facade for you to fall in love with. No facade. So I'm going to be me. I'm going to be the best version of me. But I'm not going to say it's you like pick me over her.
No.
You need to make that decision to say, I like you. We gel, we vibe. You're my choice. Because I get it. You know what you're saying? Like there is a level of competition, but I would never sit there and be like, I'm gonna beat her out.
No. It has nothing to do with anybody else.
Not that at all.
Yeah.
I think you're just saying, for me,
be on top of your shit.
I'm always trying to look good. Period.
Mhm.
I always want to keep this man's attention. If I
Yes.
got his attention in the beginning, if he's met me with my hair done,
Yes.
you know, dress, whatever. And I always, when I step outside the door, I always try to look
right.
nice.
Yes.
Period. I'm always do that.
Yes.
And that's
yes.
me. That's who
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
Period. So I'm not thinking to myself, I'm competing against others. I'm just always trying to be the best me and the person that he liked when he first saw me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And here's the thing. So when you met him and you say, I was put together,
Mm-hmm.
what does he think? What do you think he feels when he see you just let that go by the wayside? You don't think he might start to turn his head
Absolutely.
and say, you know what? She doesn't care enough anymore
Mm-hmm.
to keep up that thing that she once had that attracted me.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, when you love a woman, those wrinkles set in.
Yeah.
You know, everything starts to move, but I love her. Right. And that's my woman, that's my wife.
Right.
I ain't saying that you are going to be the way that you look then.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what effort are you putting in?
Exactly.
What you know, why do I ever see, I see you dress best when you go out with your girls.
Yeah.
But with me, you are dressed down because it's just you. Well, how do you think that makes a guy feel? You know, what do you those things that you see is the effort that you put into. And because guess what? When you start growing old with somebody, that other shit that you most of the time, you know, we really see that same person that we got with.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I got these wrinkles. He was like, oh yeah, you do. I didn't even notice that shit. You know, because I got them too. So I'm too busy in mine.
I have a comment on that when you say how we start dressing down. Because I had a situation, this was a couple of years ago, but we never, we didn't go out. And so I ain't put on no clothes. Now, when I went outside, I put on motherfucking clothes. So then he's about, well, you don't never do that for me. Nigga, you don't take me nowhere. So I'm not getting fully made up to sit on the couch.
Yeah.
So I want to say that courtship, and in addition to the courtship, the dating, you still have to maintain and date your wife. Just because you are y'all together, still date. You can't, I will not be putting on clothes every day just to sit here and look cute for you on the couch.
I know we on Nik at Night, and I know you said in a way at Nik at Night, but I'm gonna say I hope they ain't how you said it, because I'm gonna tell you. We talked earlier about response.
And I was in my 20s, so,
we talked
early 30s. So
but we talked about response earlier. And when he was like, "You'll never do that for me," well, I love to go out. I'm a social person, and we don't go out anymore as a couple. And if we did, I would love to put these clothes on for you. But I mean, we really hadn't even planned a date for us, and I would love to be able to go out. Now he's like, okay. But and you say, oh, we ain't put us in. Now he got to swell up and be like, well, I ain't taking your. And so now it's become this combative thing because of your response. Your response in a softness and a feminine way to be able to.
You get more. What they say, you get more bees with honey.
Hit that ego. So you got to understand, ego for men. Self-esteem and confidence for women.
Yeah.
They're cousins.
Yeah.
We operate with both of them out of fear.
Yeah.
And so now you challenge me. What you mean I ain't never took you nowhere? I did it. And even if I ain't took you nowhere, the way you said that, I have to defend the shit that I ain't even did. You know what I'm saying? But if you say, babe, I would love to, because that's a desire.
Yeah.
Of yours. You wish, because that's why you with it.
Right.
And if you say that, it's like, babe, you know what? We're going to do this. Now, here's the mistake that a lot of people make. The words they use is, oh, so now when you get what you want, don't say, don't do that. Because you got what you want. Right. Oh, so now you want to do it. Right. But now I don't want to do that shit no more.
Yeah.
Sit your ass on the couch and take off your clothes.
Okay, we're going to get ready to wrap it up. I think we went over a little bit, but you know what, when you got good conversation going, that's how it goes. So, but I really appreciate y'all coming to sit with me. You always come through in the clutch. That's that one right there.
Listen, I'm a ringer for Nik at Night. Okay, so
look, and we had such great conversations.
Yeah.
And then Mark, we still waiting on you. You're gonna be Mark or DeAndre when you come. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get ready to wrap it up. Today's show has been brought to you by CS Creations and Nik Nite. Keep the pot, mix it up and keep the party rolling. Again, I love the firm, y'all. Y'all allowed me to rock with y'all, and it was a fantastic experience. I can't even, like, words have no, I don't have enough words to say to thank y'all for the experience that we just went through. See y'all next week. No, y'all gonna have a recap next week because I'm gonna be out of town. But I'll be here on the next week. Y'all will see me on y'all TV, or Facebook, wherever you're looking at me at next week. And then I'll be back in 2 weeks. But love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Good night. See y'all.